The night was bleak as a chilling wind swept through the desolate streets of the urban neighborhood. Flickering streetlights cast eerie shadows, painting ghostly images against the crumbling walls of the abandoned hospital standing at the edge of town. It was there that Alex, a fearless urban explorer known for his love of adventure, rallied his friends for a night they'd never forget. Come on, guys, let's check it out. They say it's haunted, and I want to find out why. Alex urged his friends as they stood on the threshold of the crumbling building, its windows shattered and doors hanging ajar. Jordan, his skeptical friend with a sharp wit, rolled his eyes. Yeah, and they say the people have disappeared in there. You really want to test your luck with the urban legends. Emily, Alex's girlfriend, shivered at the thought. Maybe we should just stick to the stories. I don't want to be the next headline in a horror flick, she whispered, anxiety playing in the edges of her voice. That Alex, fueled by his thrill-seeking nature, took the lead. With the flashlight in hand, he pushed the door open, a creak resonating in the stillness. A sudden gust of wind swept through the entrance, making the darkness inside shiver. As they ventured deeper into the hospital's bowels, an unsettling quiet enveloped them. The air grew thicker, laden with dust and whispers of the past. Suddenly, an otherworldly sound pierced the silence, a haunting flute melody echoing through the twisted hallways. Emily froze, her heart racing. Did you hear that? She asked, her voice trembling. Jordan shrugged it off, but there was a nervous edge to his laughter. Probably just the wind or something. Let's keep moving before we really start scaring ourselves. Drawn by curiosity, rather than fear, Alex led the group deeper, the melody growing clearer yet remaining elusive. The walls of the hospital were adorned with strange symbols, and the group stumbled upon a mangle of a doll, its eyes staring blankly at them, as if it had seen too much Benich. Maybe we should go back, Emily suggested, her voice barely a whisper. The others dismissed her fears, but a chill danced down their spines as a distant scream echoed through the corridor, a reminder that they were not alone. As they pushed further, Alex found a hidden room behind a rusty door. Dust motes danced in the light of their flashlights, revealing old newspaper clippings plastered to the walls. The articles chronicled a series of disappearances linked to the hospital, each more disturbing than the last. In the corner, beneath a pile of rotting floorboards, Alex discovered an old, broken flute that seemed to resonate with the haunting music echoing throughout the building. This could be significant, Alex announced. This flute might connect to the legend of the woman who haunts this hospital. We have to find out more. As they prepared to leave, the atmosphere changed. Loud bang reverberated through the building. Then the shadowy silhouette flickered across the hall. They jumped back. Heartbeats racing, nearly vanished in the frenzy. The group's fear peaked, and they frantically searched for her, the reality of their situation hitting them like a ton of bricks. In the midst of panic, they found Jordan slumped against the wall, whispering the haunting flute tune, eyes glazed as if possessed. They backed away slowly, feeling a heavy dread settle in their chests. The whispers of the past seemed to swell around them, encasing them in a protective bubble of fear. Jordan, wake up, Alex yelled, panic rising. Emily was still missing, and they needed to escape this nightmare. But something held them, a pull deeper than fear, wrapping around them like a web. Finally, Alex shook Jordan awake. We need to find Emily. We need to confront whatever's in here. Jordan's expression snapped back to reality, the shadows dissipating from his eyes. He nodded, albeit reluctantly, and together they pressed on, bolstered by dread, then adrenaline. As they searched, Alex recalled the diary he had glimpsed in the hidden room, a diary left by the woman whose spirit was said to haunt the hospital. They rushed back, determined to find it, and uncovered secrets. The diary spoke of loss, betrayal, and sorrow, a tragic tale of a woman who had been wronged, and who now roamed the halls seeking revenge for her undeserved fate. Her soul was trapped, longing for peace, armed with knowledge. They raced through the halls, calling out for Emily, desperation coding their words. Finally, they discovered her, standing alone in a dimly lit room, her face pale with fear, yet oddly serene. Emily, Alex shouted, rushing to her side while Jordan stood guard, scanning for any presence that threatened them. As Alex reached her, he caught a glimpse of the specter, trapped in the shadows behind her. It shimmered faintly, the outline of a woman with hollow eyes. "Help me," the apparition whispered, echoing their harmonies from the flute. It was then Alex realized that fear wouldn't save them. Understanding and compassion might. "I'm gonna help you," Alex said firmly, pulling the flute from his bag. He remembered the diary's instructions on how to confront her spirit. The group formed a circle around Emily, holding hands, their combined strength forging a link between their world and hers. They began to perform the ritual of the words, connecting the past to the present. As Alex played the broken flute, the haunting melody filled the room, vibrating through the walls, reverberating with the memories bound within. The spirit began to materialize, her longing gaze softening. In that moment, it all became clear she was not a monster. She was a scared soul, trapped in a cycle of pain. As the final notes faded, the air lightened. The spirit's face transformed in serenity as she whispered a heartfelt thank you. Just as the last remnants of the haunting melody dissipated, she slowly faded away, leaving behind an overwhelming silence. Emily collapsed into Alex's arms, tears streaming down her face, now overcome with relief and disbelief. "We did it," she whispered, still trembling, as if the residual fear hung in the air like mist. The group finally made their way back to the entrance. Standing outside the hospital, a sense of safety began to wash over them. Yet, as they stood there, the distant echo of the flute still lingered in their minds, a reminder of what they had faced. The shadows of the past would never truly fade. They were bound to remember their horrifying encounter within those haunted walls. As they departed the site, whispers of another cold gust brushed past them, carrying the faintest melody of the flute to remind them that some echoes never truly die, and some shadows will always be present in the urban night. From that night on, the abandoned hospital remained shrouded in mystery. A record of urban legends lived through the courage and terror of those who dared to explore it. They would never forget the darkness within that once insurmountable structure that resonated forever, urging them to be cautious with curiosity and respectful of the shadows left behind in their wake.